Okay. Do my podcast about sports, about sports.
Bop, 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 bop. Howdy, Ags. Welcome to the Tailgate, home of Aggie football. Today's episode is sponsored by Matthews Electric, full-service electrical contractor in the Brazos Valley. No job too big, no job too small. Call Blaine at 979-220-6403. Light up your home, light up your life. Isn't that awesome? Folks, don't
That's
forget
awesome.
to email us at agstailgate@gmail.com. Get onto the YouTube, subscribe, send us some commentary. Let us know what you think about the pod. Let us know what you think about the Aggies. Let us know when you think that Corey said something stupid. I mean, we know it happens a lot. Happens a lot. Speaking of which, what's up, C-Money? Were you
Hey,
there
buddy.
the whole time?
I just came in on that last part. I didn't hear what you said.
Hey, so today's rundown, we got some big news coming up. We're gonna preview the Auburn game, obviously, and then we're gonna go around college football. So let's start off with some news and notes. Non-Aggie news and notes. Mike Gundy fired today. Oklahoma State pulled the trigger. He said earlier this week, "Hey, I ain't going nowhere," and he's gone. So there you go. What do you think?
Oh, dude, it was time. The season is gone this year. Last year they didn't win a Big 12 game, I don't think. They're just they're terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
look, and I got to tell you, Mike Gundy had some incredible success at Oklahoma State. Especially for when he got there, that place had done nothing in football. And he came in, he had some success, man, and put that program on the map. And then obviously, like you said, the last few years things just fell apart for him. And I don't know if he hadn't been able to adjust to the whole, NIL and transfer portal thing or what's going on over there, but there's no excuse for that team not being able to be at least respectable over the last couple of years in a Big 12 that really hadn't had an outstanding team out there, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean they're just I mean they had some talent. Was it last year, the year before that coming back and they didn't do anything with it. They had Ollie Gordon and some other guys coming back, their quarterback, and man, they were terrible. I can't believe how bad they were. And
He's had this system of hiring some no-name coordinators over the last. I mean, it just hasn't worked, right? And like you said, quarterback problems. Look, I said it last week, right? He's on his way out. So no real surprise. I'm a little surprised that they did it now because of the fact that obviously he's such a history there, and I thought they'd let him sort of play out the season before letting him go. But maybe they told him, "Hey, look, we're going to let you go at the end of the season." He's like, "Well, if you're going to let me go, fuck it, fire me."
oh, probably. I mean,
Oh,
they get beat by what, 60 or 70 points by Oregon. That was embarrassing.
that is
The loss to
embarrassing.
Tulsa, that might have been more embarrassing. I'm not sure which one was worse.
Other breaking news today: Mateer is out for Oklahoma. He's got to get surgery in his hand. Got injured during the game against Auburn, and so he's going to be out at least a couple of weeks. They've got to bye Kent State and then Texas. I don't think he's going to make it back for Texas. So, for Oklahoma, hopefully he's back either for Texas or shortly after because they need him. They need him. Their backup is the Hawkins kid that played some last year, and he is no Mateer. So I really hope for Oklahoma's sake that he gets himself healthy. But that kid, I love that kid, man. I think he's a football player. I think he's impressive, man. I've been very, very impressed with him.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good. I don't think they need him versus Texas. Texas barely beats whoever the hell they played, Sam Houston, everybody. They beat Sam pretty well, but there were some other games that were closer than I thought. Who was it? UTEP?
That game may be 15-12 against Texas.
Yeah, it made low scoring. Low scoring.
All right, let's shift over some Aggie news.
All right.
First, Aggie's up to number 9 in the rankings, so that's a good move in the positive direction there on a bye week.
Too high. Too high.
Probably too high at the moment.
Yeah.
But more importantly, the SEC announces the 3 permanent opponents for all the teams going forward starting next year. Aggies, drum roll please.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're playing Texas. Yes,
No way.
we expected that. LSU,
Big
expected
one.
that. And Mizzou.
That's crazy.
Uh, didn't
What happened to
expect
Arkansas?
that.
They
Didn't
play
expect
Arkansas
that.
every year.
Hey, look, that's a pretty challenging three-team group there to play every year, right? Texas and LSU historically have had great programs consistently, right? And Missouri, as of late, has had a pretty good program consistently. So, you've got a pretty legitimate three teams there that you're going to be facing every year. Now, the thing that I really love about this whole deal is that in a 2-year period, you're going to face every team in the SEC, right? And in a 4-year period, you're going to go home and away with every team in the SEC. So that's what I'm really excited about. And so you are going to get some of the games against whoever it is that's good and whoever it is that's bad, because those things change sometimes. But you're going to get to play them all. These three teams are going to be consistently your partners there. I like that grouping. I like that grouping. Missouri's kind of a throw-in because honestly, are they really a rival? No. But at some point you got your first two picks in Texas and LSU. So I think every team had some kind of a throw-in on the third one, right? So any thoughts on all that, Corey?
I'm just surprised it's not Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest surprise I think of all of it. We played them every year in Jerry World for what, the last 5 years, 6 years. I don't even know how long it's been. Seems like
Yeah, you
forever,
would
but
think Arkansas, maybe South Carolina, who we've developed that back and
yeah,
forth with as well.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, but whatever, man. Missouri's as good as any, I guess.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
they are good.
Other notables: Auburn gets Georgia, Bama, and Vandy. That's rough to get Georgia and Bama every year. Vandy right now is playing well, but obviously historically they're not going to be the ones that keep that up. LSU gets Arkansas, Ole Miss, and A&M. A couple of the games that I thought one of the games that I thought kind of got lost in this shuffle as a rivalry is LSU Florida, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
been that's kind of been a rivalry, and that's no longer an annual event. So that one's out. Then who do you get? There was another one that I was looking at here. Florida gets Georgia, South Carolina, and Kentucky. Not bad, but now the Florida Tennessee game, no longer an annual game. That's a big rivalry, right?
Yeah.
So you,
Big.
I didn't see a lot of rivalries that really got lost, but I feel like that's probably the biggest one, the Florida Tennessee.
No, I
So
agree. I like what you said.
um, just good to know who those teams are. I looked through it. I didn't think anybody sort of had this great advantage in those opponents or whatever. But so I like the distribution. I'm
When does
excited
this
about the
take effect?
19
Does this
SEC
start
schedule
next year? Does it start
starting
next
next
year?
year. Starting next
Okay.
year.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
All right. So this week we got 3-1 Auburn at Kyle Field, 2:30 p.m. start time on ESPN. Auburn's got a 14-point win over Baylor, and they're coming off a 24-17 loss at Oklahoma. Apparently, from everything what everybody says, and look, I watched some of that game, and I kind of agree. Got cheated on a couple of calls over there. I
Jesus.
One that touchdown to Satania, the former Arkansas wide receiver, by the way. Um, where they were hiding them. Apparently, the officials say, "Look, they're acting like they're getting off the field, goes deep." That kind of deception is against the rules. Okay, so nobody caught it during the game, obviously. Uh, but also, Auburn had a defensive touchdown that was called back and overturned on replay that I thought was a little questionable. You know, Needless to say, it was a close enough game. Oklahoma pulled it out there at the end. I mean, Auburn had a lead for a minute. And with some bad calls, I mean, it could have gone either way. And now we learned John Mateer got hurt early on in that game and kind of played the majority of that game injured. Um, but I don't know whether to take a positive for Auburn or a negative for Auburn coming off of this game. How do you feel about that, Corey?
Man, coming off that game, I mean, refs. Everybody's been complaining about refs calls this year. It's crazy. Every ball is, oh, did he make the right call? It's just what it is. Move on. I mean, like the Aggie game against Notre Dame. Oh, they should have called this. It's over with. The game's over. Basically, watching the officials play the game instead of the players. But no, I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think
Does that result of that game and actually having watched some of that game, does that make you more confident in the Aggies against Auburn or less confident in the Aggies against Auburn? In other words,
well,
do
it
you think
depends
this
on
is
how
a
you
tougher
felt
game or
about
not?
Oklahoma coming in. Were you
Huh?
thinking Oklahoma was that strong coming in? They weren't bad. They beat Michigan, who was a pretty good team.
Yeah, I thought they were a good
So,
team.
I mean,
I thought Oklahoma's a good team. I still think Oklahoma's a good team. I don't know how they'll do without Mateer,
I'm
but I
impressed
think
with
they're a good team.
Auburn's. I'm impressed with Auburn's defense. But that's about it right now. But Oklahoma Mateer was hurt. I don't know how hurt he was during the game. So I mean, that could have made a big difference too.
Auburn allows 9 or 10 sacks, including the safety to end this thing, right? Which,
Thank
by the
goodness
way,
for that
was
safety.
critical in the cover, by the way.
Yeah, we needed that safety.
Needed that safety. Uh, so there's a and I went back and watched it. You know what? Their offensive lines wasn't necessarily always the problem here. I thought I thought that Jackson Arnold held the ball a ton, and was kind of scared to throw it at times, right? He didn't. He felt unsure of where he was going with the football, which is crazy to me because he's got a huge, big time athlete wide receiver out there that he should just throw it up to, right?
Well, did you watch Jackson Arnold play last year?
I did.
He should be afraid to throw the ball.
He did a
I don't
lot
think
of
he
the
has
same.
any idea where it's going when he throws it sometimes.
No,
He's a
he did a
50-50
lot of the
guy. He
same.
throws
So,
what's that?
um, yeah, he did a lot of the same at Oklahoma last year. Hold the
That's
ball.
what I'm saying. He's not a confident quarterback. He's more confident when he's running the ball. Throwing the
Yeah.
ball, he doesn't seem confident. So
Yeah,
take that for what it is.
the thing that worries me is that the longer he goes, I think the more confident he's going to get, especially throwing to that group of wide receivers. And we have a tendency as the Aggies to make bad quarterbacks look really good, and that's what worries me. But let's start here. Let's start here. Auburn scores about 32 points a game. That's 59th in the country. They give up about 16 and a half, which is 32nd in the country. Defense playing pretty well. Aggie scoring 42.3 points a game, which is 20th in the country, giving up 28.7. That's 103rd in the country. Not so good. Um, so let's start off here with the matchup between the Aggie defense and the Auburn offense. I think this is where the Aggies have their biggest concern. So far this season, the Aggies have given up 212 passing yards a game, 140 rushing yards a game. That's not really great numbers when you're going in to face an Auburn team that I think has a pretty good running game, especially with the quarterback, and has some wide receivers that can hurt you. Cam Coleman is the real freaking deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear he had a great game against the Aggies last year. I can't remember what his stats are right off the top of my
Best
head, but
best game of the season last year for Coleman was against the Aggies. We all know, I mean, we lost that game. 7 catches for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, and he's a year older, a year better.
got a different quarterback, a different. Yeah, I'm
Better
not.
quarterback.
Is he? I'm not sure. Um, I'll tell you what. If I think if the Aggies focus on one thing, they need to stop the run first, make Arnold beat him with his arm. And I mean, last year Cam had a great game, but
Yeah.
I'd rather lose that way than having them run all over us. I'd rather put 7, 8 guys up on the line and say, "Hey, you're going to have to throw the ball to beat us. Get pressure on the quarterback. Don't do that stupid shit where what is it? You drop the defensive ends back into coverage. I mean, you basically drop everybody back and rush one person.
Yeah, look, I mean, this defense, the Aggie defense, has been susceptible to big plays in the running game, right? I mean, they've given them up in all against all three opponents, and some people think that it's gotten better since UTSA, where we gave up who knows how many yards, but we gave up a lot of yards against Notre Dame as well, and some of those running plays were touchdowns, which made them shorter, right? But they would have had much more room to run if they weren't at the goal line. So I guess all that to say is that this defense still has to correct the running problem, the running defense, right? I mean, the rush defense, and they have to be able to corral those running backs and stop them from getting to open holes. They've got to quit doing dumb things like moving the tackles outside to open up big gaping holes right up the middle for running backs. They have to
Yeah.
quit doing dumb things like defensive ends coming inside, giving up the outside on running backs. But Corey, the one thing that this defense has done well is sort of corral the quarterbacks in the run game this year. They haven't had any one of those run and I understand none of them have really been big time running threats. I
I was
mean,
about to say, who's the
Carr,
running threat that we play?
Carr's the
Carr a little
most,
bit?
the most.
Who?
He's the biggest. Carr's the biggest running threat, but out of the ones we faced, so we haven't faced
Yeah.
a big threat in that area, but they've done a really good job of containing them. While the running backs, on the other hand, not so much.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it either. If they've been worried about those other quarterbacks running the ball, I don't know why. Yeah. The defense makes you scratch your head and be like, how many stops do we need to get? If we give up our average 28 points, but if we score 42, I feel confident with that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
and here's
if our
here's
defense is like a bend don't break defense, is what it turned out. Is what it's turning out to be.
what it is a break don't bend defense, right? I mean,
Oh, it breaks you. You're right.
a lot of plays they'll sit there, stop them for nothing, and then they'll give up an 80 yarder. And
Yeah,
so,
that's
you know, the Auburn running back Cobb is averaging almost 100 yards a game. He's a pretty good running back. Their offensive line has been pretty good in the run game. Jackson Arnold's has definitely made some plays. He's added another 180 yards and 4 touchdowns rushing, right? In the season. So it does worry me, right? This has the ability, and specifically for this reason, right? Because if they're able to sort of run the football with some consistency, all of a sudden, the one side of this operation that we're real confident in, our offense, is sitting on the sideline for a long period of time, right? And I
right.
don't like that. I don't like that. So, man, I don't know. It
You're not going
concerns
to have to worry
me.
about them sitting on the sideline. They're going to give up a couple big plays. They'll be back out there pretty quick.
Yeah. So, what do you think? You think they'll be able to keep Arnold from extending drives with his feet, or that you think that Aggie defense is going to be able to corral him?
Honestly, I have no idea. If it's anything like last year, I think that we're going to have problems in all phases of the game. The only good thing we're at Kyle Field. We should. I think the 12th man's a big factor, huge in this game. We saw what the 12th man or whatever they call it Notre Dame did against our offensive line. False starts, 5-10 yards on a running team. That's a big deal.
No, that's a good point, and thank goodness this thing's at Kyle. Thank goodness this thing's
Yeah,
at Kyle. I think to me, and we'll get to predictions later, but that's going to be a big factor in this game. Um, Last kind of point for me on this run defense thing, right? I think this is an Elko situation, right? We're going to find out whether Elko has put together the pieces and sort of figured out the scheme in order to reduce some of these issues in the run game. First of all, we need better play out of the linebackers, right? Boy, they were slow playing against Notre Dame. They looked horrible. They looked very
mhm,
bad, including York, which I think looked the worst, right? Slow,
right.
slow, slow. Watch him as the ball is snapped. If he's not moving, that's a problem. If he's not moving when the ball is snapped, that's a problem, right? And if his feet are stuck to the ground, boy, that's an issue because they ask him to move a lot. to switch his gaps move to the outside a lot when they slant the defensive line one way. If they slant him the other way, he's got to get across to the other side, right? So his gaps are constantly changing based off of those motions up front. Now, here's the other question. Here's the other question to you, and this is for
Yeah.
Elko. Is he going to stop the defensive ends going inside? Is he going to stop slanting them into the line and force where he's forcing either linebackers or safeties to be that outside force guy, and it hasn't worked for us, right? That has been a problem for us. So he can stop
Wait,
that by
hold on a second. Was it a problem in the first game?
yes,
Was it a problem in the second game?
yes,
In the third game,
yes.
I don't see him stopping it. I mean, he's just getting revved up. So, I mean, if you think he's going to stop that, you're crazy.
And then to me, the other one is he going to continue on rundowns? Will he continue to loop those defensive tackles out of there? I don't even know why he's doing that. Like they're
No,
never
either.
going to get to the quarterback because of the fact that hell, they're too slow by the time they get around and back.
They're worn out.
That pass is gone.
Oh,
You
I
know what I
figured they
mean?
were tired. They were winded.
So, I mean, is he going to stop doing these things? That to me is the key. On the other side of it, I think Regis, T.O., and Hicks inside, if he lets them play, are going to be the keys to that run defense, right? I mean, and I say that he
Absolutely.
already said that it's the defensive ends that have screwed this thing up, right?
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, I don't know if it's defensive ends or the
I'm with
coach.
you. I'm with you. I don't see him changing the scheme because he hasn't ever, right? So I guess we
The
sort
only
of
thing that makes me think he might is that they had a week off before the game, and he could have gone back and he might have watched some tape. Not on Auburn, but like of his previous games and where he made mistakes. That's what I would have done. I'd be like, that's not working. Well, let's try something different. But man, I didn't realize this game opened at 46.5 points.
yeah, boy, we should have took it early.
No crap, man. It's up to 52.5 now.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, I just saw that. That's a big swing.
That's a huge swing.
Huge.
I expect it to continue to go up. We may want to take that now.
The line is still 6.5, though. I can't believe that hadn't moved.
Hey, how about Hicks? Hicks I thought played better against Notre Dame. He started to show some things. We need him to continue to progress and be a factor for this defense. How did you see Hicks and his play the other day?
He was probably the third or fourth best defensive tackle on the field for us.
I
That's
would
my
say fourth, third.
I'd say third. Regis over what's his T.O.?
T.O. Yeah,
Yeah,
T.O.
him. Yeah, he was third best defensive tackle. I mean, he didn't do anything that stood out to me. I didn't see him be making plays, but the other guys were
I
making
thought he made a
plays.
couple of plays, and to me that's an improvement from where he was the first couple of weeks. So
But I'm just saying, it's nothing standing out to me. Like Regis stands out. I mean, he's doing
100%,
stuff I'm like, what the hell is
100%.
Regis?
Yeah.
And T.O., I'm hearing his name. I'm like, but that's what I want to do. I want to see him. He should be dominating, man. He came in as I think he's one of the top DTs in the nation. He's had a year or so, 2 years, 2 years now?
He's in his third year, man. It's time.
I mean, he should be getting bigger, stronger, quicker, faster. It's not happening. I don't know if it's coaching or if it's in his head. He's got the
Look,
talent, but
I'll tell you this. I mean, and we agree with this. I mean, schematically, they don't allow these defensive linemen to really have their best stats and numbers and put up sort of the kind of games that some other places do. Schematically, they've held these defensive linemen down. It happened last year with Hicks, with Turner and Stewart, and so it's partially
players.
schematic, but Hicks has to be better than he has been, right? And you're right.
He does.
He was one of the top defensive linemen coming out. I mean, he was a huge get at
Yeah,
recruiting. He's in his third year. It's time to produce, And so
exactly.
and he hasn't done it. And so I think he needs to progress. Thankfully, T.O. and Regis are taking up a good brunt of that. Now
Yeah,
Mike Elko has to put in the other side because on the defensive ends, those guys have to let those guys come in and play, right? First of
yeah,
all, Searcy just keep him off the field because he's been problematic. He's been
You were kind of
problematic.
high on that guy coming into the season.
I'll tell you what, he hasn't done anything in the pass rush, and in the run game, he gives up the outside every time. I think Hayes has been a lot more productive. I've liked it more of him. Obviously, Cassius Howell needs to stay on the field and stay out of
Yeah,
coverage. Stay out of
right.
coverage, right? Come get it.
Exactly.
And so let's move into this pass defense because one of the things that we know that goes along with the pass defense is the pass rush. The pass rush, which has been non-existent really for the Aggies,
On.
except for 3 plays in a row by Howell, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Oklahoma sacked him, what'd you say, 9 or 10 times last week? So, I mean, we
We're
should
bound
get
to get
some.
two. Are you
Go
saying we're
watch
going to
that
get
game tape. Go watch the tape and see what Oklahoma did and just copy that. I mean, that's what you
look,
got to do, right? I mean,
two things? Two things they
look at
did.
their weaknesses. They have a weakness somewhere.
One, they got their best pass rushers and they allowed them to pass rush. That's one. Uh, the second thing they did is they covered receivers. So, both of those things come into play. Look, Jackson Arnold holds the ball a while. He's like you said earlier, he's still not confident in his reads, he's still not confident in his delivery.
No.
He's afraid to make a mistake. So he still is holding the ball a while. Now, I will tell you, he's with the receivers he's got, if he throws it, there's a good chance that they're going to make a catch. You
Yeah,
know
that
what I
50
mean?
50 is more like a 70-30 against the Aggies right now.
I guess, I guess as I look at our pass defense, I've got a problem with it because over the last couple of games, I mean, all you see is guys running wide open all over the place, and guys like Howell and Marco Jones covering grass somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I don't get that. I don't get that. And this is super, super smart, super defensive coordinator, Mike Elko, who's got all the answers and he's Ivy League, and yet he keeps doing the same stupid shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, Hal's probably our best cover guy. That's why he drops him back. You're not understanding what he's doing here.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
almost had an interception. Was it last week or the week before that? I mean, he's almost had a pick. Almost.
I'm
Right?
almost I'm almost to the point I'm almost to the point at this point where I'd rather Elko just bring the heat every play. Just bring everybody
We've
every
been
play.
saying that forever. We've been
Man,
saying that forever. We see that last year.
man it up.
We had three NFL players on the defensive line, and they still couldn't do crap. It's
No,
so frustrating.
I just bring six every down and man up on the rest of them and the hell with it. See what happens.
Bring 7. I don't give a shit. Bring them all.
You know, look, if you give Jackson Arnold time, he's going to hurt you because of the wide receivers, right? Not because
Those
of
are
him,
open.
not because of him, because those wide receivers, Coleman and Singleton, can absolutely hurt you. Not to mention, they'll get that ball out to those running backs, and we know we haven't covered a running back in a while. So, I mean,
Who can on our team? Who can cover? York, he's probably our best cover guy.
he is our worst cover guy, but that's okay.
I
Um,
was waiting for
I think
that.
the good thing is with Singleton, he's more of a, kind of get him the ball quick, let him do, and we've done a pretty good job in those situations, right? That's the one place our
Yeah.
secondary has actually played well, and a lot of the screen plays and the short passing game, right? So maybe that helps. But Coleman, on the other hand, he's a, and we haven't done
Yeah,
so well against that
they might be the best group of receivers in the SEC.
outside of the Aggies.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting.
Hey, listen,
There you go.
proof is in the pudding, as they say.
There you
Uh,
go.
and I like some pudding.
There you go. Get it.
This is what I think.
Go
And
ahead.
look, man, all I am is a former football coach. All I am is a guy that orchestrated one of the best offenses in Texas high school history. So don't worry about
Oh
anything that I
God.
say. Don't worry anything that I
Oh
say.
God, you're great. Oh, not worthy.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
But here's what I'm thinking, and this is just my 2 cents.
All right, 2 cents.
I think you take, and I know you're gonna say, Alejo, you're crazy because Will Lee's had some struggles, but I think you take Will Lee,
Yeah.
who's a big bodied corner, and you follow Cam Coleman all over the field and you man him up all day on Cam Coleman. That is his job.
Okay.
And I'd let him run with Coleman all day long. From time to time, I'd also have my safety, my deep safety, cheating in that direction to make sure that we got a little bit of assistance over the top. But I'd let
Yeah.
Will Lee be aggressive. I'd let him go man to man, tell him, hey, look, don't fall for the damn double move, first of all, because that's where he's gotten absolutely annihilated this year. Don't fall
Right.
for the double move, but stay with this big dude. And that gives you, I think they match up size comparison wise. I think they match up pretty well. And if he can do that, man, you got a chance.
Yeah, I could see him matching Lee up. But the problem I've had with Lee, he seems like he gives up on some plays. I don't understand, or else he's been holding or called for pass interference. It's like he just gives up and will reach out and grab the guy. You
Yeah.
can't have that. The penalties are driving me nuts this year. We're too good for that. And I'll tell you what the problem is: the coaches, they're not putting enough pressure on the quarterback to make him get rid of the ball. He's having to cover too long. Also, I mean, you got to get pressure on him, get the hands up.
Yeah, that's a
The
great point. I mean,
stunts.
when you're dropping your best pass rushers to coverage, as it turns out, these guys have enough time to run a receiver clear across the formation at 20 yards
Right?
deep, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
nobody's covering that, by the way. There's not a soul on the planet covering that.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen some guys. Go ahead. I'm just saying. I
All
mean,
right, so uh, I look that to me that's the first thing. I think you need to stop with all this mismatch. He loves to do this mismatch of man and zone coverage, one side versus another. Like you got to stop that BS because that's killing you. But here's another thing: you got to stop dropping the defensive ends into coverage. That's simple. Let those guys rush. Howell, Marco Jones, Hayes, Kennedy. Let those guys go get the pass the quarterback because that's what they do best. By the way, just my
right.
my opinion. And my
Well,
last thing here is I want to see more of Sanford and maybe even more of Lockhart. I don't know. We don't know if Scooby's going to be back this week. He's day to day at the moment. So he may come back, but especially if he's not, let's see some more of Sanford and Lockhart. Maybe York doesn't need to be on the field during passing downs. You know what I'm saying?
no, I can totally agree with that. He looked lost in that. Was that the Notre Dame game where he had to back to him trying to face guard basically the guy? Yeah, I feel you, but I think we need him in there in this game just for the first and second down, especially. I mean, they got to change up the
Rundowns,
defensive line.
yeah, absolutely. Rundowns, he's in
Yeah,
there. He's your kind of leader in there. But let's see some of these young guys that are a little bit more athletic go play in the on passing downs, right? Hell, bring them.
I like what you said about the passing downs. I think every down we should just stack the box and make him beat us with his arm. Jackson Arnold, I don't think he has. I haven't seen the confidence in the guy. He might throw it fine, but I haven't seen it. His accuracy's been terrible. He was awful last year. I don't see it. I just don't see him being that
Hey,
good.
look, if he comes out in the first half and freaking just smokes you, all right, make an adjustment in the second half, whatever, man.
Yeah,
But I would force that dude into mistakes, man. I have a feeling that you put pressure on that guy, he's going to throw it right at you.
yeah, I agree.
I'm thinking 2 picks if that's what they do, by the
The Aggie defense, 2 picks. Did you say
way.
Aggie
If
defense?
if he does what I just said,
Oh, okay.
if.
It's like, when's the last time we got 2 picks in a game? Wow.
This is the last time we got any kind of turnovers in a game, 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
uh, all right, so if you look at this defense versus that offense, who do you think is going to be the player of the game for the defense, man? Who's going to have a big game for the Aggie defense?
I'll tell you what, I like what I saw from Sanford last week. He came in, he was making plays. You know what I'm saying? I liked him, but I don't think he'll be the defensive player of the game. I mean, I love Chappelle, but he's going to lock down whoever the slot is, so you ain't got to worry about that guy. You won't hear nothing about Chappelle. Um, I'd love for it to be Lee. That means that Cam Coleman got shut down. I'd love for it to be Hal or I'm gonna tell you what, I think Regis is gonna be the MVP of this game. I think he's gonna get a lot of pressure up the middle because they gave up 10 sacks last week. I need to go back and watch that game and see where the pressure came from, if it came from the outside or the inside. But if it came from the inside, Regis can put the pressure on the inside.
Yeah, so I think for this defense to be successful on Saturday, it's Will Lee and Howell, right? I think, look, number one, let me throw Des Ricks in there because Des Ricks has had a great season. I think they've been great, right? I think
Right.
they've been great. So, I expect him to continue to play well. I think it's got to be Lee because I think he's going to be matched up against Coleman or Howell because he's got to get pressure on the quarterback. Those are the guys to me that have to do something to make this thing move forward, right? And that's how this defense gets better. It's one of those two guys. But I agree with you. Regis had a great year, and he very well could be the player of the game.
He pretty much I called it.
A&M's offense versus Auburn D and Smirk and Durkin. Don't forget on Smirk and Durkin, Corey. And here's, I know this is not going to be a surprise to you when I tell you as I watched the game last week, and that's that Smirk and Durkin's running a lot of three-man front. Three-man front, a lot of it.
You say that, but you look at the Auburn defensive stats, that three-man front must be doing something different there than what it did here because the stats look better, right?
You know, you know,
Running the ball. You think
well,
he'd be able to
they
run.
they have done a pretty good job against the run, but they haven't faced anybody that's run the football at all, right? Their two big opponents have been Baylor and Oklahoma, and neither one of those two teams have run the football against anybody. So that's part of it.
Yeah,
I also
that's true.
think that talent-wise, that defensive line is pretty damn loaded, which is crazy to me why he only runs three at a time. It reminds me a lot of this Aggie defensive front when he was here, how much depth we had up front and how good they were, and he'd only put three of them on the field at a time, right? They've got
Yeah,
a big old guy, number 35, Dallas Walker, 362 pounds on the inside. He's a boy, he is a beast to move. He's going to be a challenge for whoever's trying to do it. 97, Bobby Jamison Travis, 322 pounds on the inside. Usually they only have one of those two guys in the game at a time, right? So they're
right.
rotating these guys. Their defensive ends with Falk and the other guy, I mean, are pretty darn good, can get pressure. So they've got some guys there. That defensive line is the best defensive line we will have faced up until this week, better than Notre Dame's. And it'll be the biggest challenge for our offensive line. But you're going to watch them at times and you're going to see it just like we've seen it before with the Aggie defense when Durkin was here, is that they're going to have three defensive linemen and they're going to have like six defensive backs out there. And I think it is critically important for this offense for them to run the football at that front. They
Absolutely.
have to and get two tight ends in the game, two tailbacks in the game, one or the other, and let's get right downhill, right at those dudes, because that's where you have to win your matchups, man. To me, that's going to be a key component to this offense. And so, Colin Klein's done a great job this year of calling plays. I hope he's not so enamored. I hope he's not
Uh,
so enamored with the passing game that he forgets about Le'Veon Moss and that offensive line and the ability of those guys to dominate a game.
that's funny you say that Klein's calling great games this year. Last year you were, oh, this guy's terrible. Oh,
He
so
didn't throw it down the
has he
field last
changed
year.
that much? Has he
Didn't throw
changed
it
that
down the
much, or
field.
has the personnel changed?
Didn't throw it down the field last year.
Did he have the opportunity? Did he have players to go downfield last year?
Anybody can run a route downfield, yes.
I don't
Any
know. I
any
don't know.
player,
You got to get open.
any
It doesn't
player
matter.
can run a route.
You got to get open.
I mean, it's harder to get open when you never run a route downfield. You know that, right? If when the
That's true.
secondary sits in there and they know that all you're going to do is go 7 yards and stop, it's easier for them to cover your guys and create less separation. I'm just
Yep.
telling you.
I hear you. I hear you. All
But
right.
neither here nor there. I mean, where we're at right now is we know that we've got a group of wide receivers that's as good as anybody in the country with Concepcion, with Craver, with Bussy, you know, Bet the Roman. Let's keep him in there. I know he's had the dropsies a little bit, but let's keep him in there.
A little bit. A little bit.
Um, so you got as good a wide receiver set as anybody in the country right now with those guys. There's no doubt in my mind about that. The question to me is, do you become so dependent on those guys? Do you become so enamored on all the flashy big plays that in a week like this week, where you may need to run the football and be physical with
That's what you do.
Le'Veon Moss, let me say this again, not with all the rest of those running backs, not with Owens, not with Amari Daniels,
Daniels.
with
What about
Le'Veon
EJ?
Moss, okay? I want to see them hand him the ball 20 times and let him control a game and force Smirk and Durkin, which he won't do, to get out of his comfort zone. Because as long as you let him go three, hey, look, he's going to sit there, rush three. We've seen it a lot, and put all those guys in coverage. And now it makes it a lot more difficult to find open receivers because of that, right? Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think you got to play every game's a different game. Every defense is coming at a different scheme. Some games you have to run the ball more. Some games you throw the ball more. And if it calls for it here, you run it. I mean, you got the personnel to run it. You have supposedly a great offensive line, supposedly great running backs. You got a running quarterback. You got a guy that can run the option, the quarterback, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You got tight
So,
end. Hey,
yeah,
you got tight ends that can block.
that's what I mean. I mean, you got the weapons. And I'm not. I mean, we're building this Auburn defense up, but I don't think there. You say there's Notre Dame's. I don't know. I think Notre Dame, if they would have played Oklahoma and
Defensive
played,
line wise, they're better than
I
Notre
think
Dame.
Notre Dame would have beat these teams. Notre Dame would beat Auburn by 2 touchdowns.
Boy, you're giving Notre Dame a lot of credit, but here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. I
All right.
and look, I think this offense, the Aggie offense, will score. I believe
Yeah.
in I believe in the Aggie offense,
Yeah.
100%. Look,
All right.
and I just think that this week's scheme and game plan has to involve some of that running game that we've sort of put to the side for a moment at the beginning of the season. Now, that's not to say you stop getting the ball to Mario Craver. That's not to say that you stop getting the ball to KC and Bussy, right? Keep those guys involved for sure, but they let Le'Veon wear these dudes down. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I agree with it. I think it sets up the play action. It gets that defense up in the middle where you need them, and then you beat them deep. But I'm not sure if Durkin would do that. I didn't see him do it that much here, where he got the defense tight. He just let teams keep running on him. Remember that? He just
He would.
ain't changing.
He would. But
I mean, he wouldn't change it. We were like, "What are you? What are
he
you doing?"
brings everybody. Everybody wants, and so I think you can do a little max protected play action pass and
Yeah,
then over the
yeah.
top.
I'm saying that's. I think if history shows us anything, that Durkin doesn't change. He sticks to a philosophy and stays with it, and hopefully Elko can read that.
Yeah.
The client.
Um, yeah, it'll be interesting. We will score some points. Who who's going to be the player of the game? Given all that and given that discussion about what this Aggie offense should do, ultimately, who's going to be the player of the game on Saturday? Offense.
Moss.
Boy, I think so. Boy, I
Well, I
really
mean,
think
I
so.
think he has to be if he's playing. I mean, these guys played. It wasn't that long ago when Durkin was here. These guys played, right?
Yeah, the other thing that I kind of, man, I wouldn't mind seeing. We haven't seen it yet, but maybe some things with using Bussy and Concepcion in the backfield, and maybe doing a little bit of trickery with
Rounds.
them coming out of the backfield also. In the passing, like just some stuff there, right? Because what I
Yeah,
do,
I hear some stuff there. I don't like it right now.
look,
Why
you
do you want to change
remember.
everything that's working? We have a good running game with Moss. We have a good passing game. You want to add all these tricks around. You want to fix something that's not broken, don't you?
No, no, no,
Huh?
no, no. I'm
Ah,
just adding a little
how's your
wrinkle
truck
here.
running? Let me go
Just a
do
little
something to it. I
wrinkle.
bet I can make it run better.
Especially in those situations where they think, man, this guy, it's going to be a throw. You've got four wide receivers out there, and all of a sudden you bring one of these guys back into the box, and woof, here we go. But here's the other thing: we also know that Smirk Durkin never covered the back out of the backfield, so some opportunities there. Uh, I like your pick at Moss, by the way, player of the game, offensive player of the game. So what's your prediction, man? Aggies are a 6.5 point favorite. Over under is 52.5 now. What do you think?
I'm thinking, I'm thinking how if we can get to 40 or 41. I'm kind of stuck on like the 35 to 37 range. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was thinking 37-24 for a little while, but then I was thinking, that it's all about possessions because if we run the ball, we're not going to have as many possessions, right? You don't think?
Yeah.
Clock will be running. If Auburn does the same thing, the clock's going to run. It might be lower score than we think, but then these offenses, I mean, do they get up to the line and snap quick, or are they going to take their time? I mean, I'm thinking 35-24.
I'm in the ballpark as far as how many points there. I I'm thinking like
Aggies, by the way. Aggies
I,
win 35-24.
I'm thinking like 38-35 or 35-32 Aggies. And
Say it again.
until, huh?
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
Like 38-35 or 35-32 Aggies, somewhere in that range. And the reason I'm
Call
saying
it like a
that is
3-point game.
until I see this defense do something that prove me that they can stop somebody, I think these games are all going to be close. I do. I don't believe that you're going to sit there and build up a great big lead while your defense is giving up touchdowns all the time.
Well, it's like I told you earlier before we came on. I think our offense is that much better than their defense, and our defense isn't that far off from their offense. That's why I think we'll stop them more times on defense than they'll stop us on offense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
So, I
mean,
mean,
I,
if you
I
get
think
the
I think the Aggies are going to win. I just don't think they're going to cover.
how many possessions do you think we get a game? 12, 11, 10? I don't even know.
Yeah, we usually get around 12, something around that number.
So like three a quarter. So let's say out of those 12 possessions, we score 6 times. I'm not saying all six is a touchdown or whatever. That'll get you 30 something. Let's say they get the ball 12 times, they score 4 times. You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
you've got more confidence in our defense right now, and I don't. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen our defense do anything, right? And
Yeah,
so
I've seen them do
look,
a
we
little bit.
played we played two mediocre teams that are lower
Yeah.
level, lower tier teams, and allowed 20 some odd points to both of them. And we
Well,
played
whoa,
and we
whoa.
and we played one good team and allowed 40. So
Notre Dame, one of the best teams in the nation, is coming to the season. They just
boy, they
supposedly
are.
Miami. Wait, where's Miami ranked right now?
I'm gonna tell you what, Notre Dame gave
What
up
is Miami
30
ranked? Miami's ranked number 2 in the nation.
over height.
Just saying. A lot of things are overhyped. Aggies might be overhyped. We talked
Yeah.
about that.
Well, I'm
Did we
saying it
say
right
something about
now. Our
what's it called?
defense,
That
our
what's that
defense is
poison?
way overhyped.
What's that poison we're talking about?
That's exactly right. And there's a lot of rat poison out there that
Rat
people
poison. There
that
it
this
is.
team has maybe eaten right now. All this
Yep.
praise about how good, and all this praise about how Elko's a great defensive mind because right now he isn't showing it.
We
Right now
got
he's
like
not
three.
showing
We
it.
got three Heisman candidates on our roster right now. We got a running back, quarterback,
Offensive
and a.
Heisman's offensive players, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, all four of them.
Right.
Like we
I
got
love
two
it.
wide receivers, a quarterback, and a running back.
Yeah.
And
I agree with you. Our offense is going to be good. Our offense is good.
our offense is good, but it's like you said, the rat poison is getting in their head. Are they thinking they're hey?
We'll see, but to me, that's where this game ends up tight, is because our defense still hasn't shown me that they can stop a decent team.
So
And
you would take Auburn plus the points?
I would take Auburn with the points, yeah. And I
Okay,
think, and going back to what I said earlier, I think the difference in this game is the home field advantage.
it's a
Because
huge
to
advantage.
me, you get Kyle Field, that's going to cause some problems for this Auburn team at times, which is going to help our defense, right? And that's where you may get that turnover that turns this into a two possession game, right?
I will flat out lose my shit if Crown ever gets a freaking false start or any kind of penalty. I swear I will lose my shit because that
Yeah,
drove me effing nuts last game. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. How many
yeah, I
penalties we
agree.
had last game? 10, 12? I don't remember.
Yeah, we had 12 penalties, 11, 12, 13 penalties. I
Something
don't know.
stupid.
Way too many.
Get on them, Elko. Throw a
Uh,
chair.
All right, so look, we both think the Aggies are going to win. I believe it's because, specifically because of this home field advantage and the fact that our offense is absolutely impressive. Those things I think are going to carry the day. And we're going to have another 30 some odd point performance out here by our offense to go ahead and win this game. I'm excited for it.
Yep.
Aggie crowd better be ready. That 12th man shows up every freaking Saturday, time to make some freaking noise and a difference. This is a game that they need to freaking dominate. The 12th man needs to dominate this game. You hear me?
Absolutely.
Love it. Let's go a little around the country from this past week. Look, we got Miami beating Florida 26-7. Florida's offense absolutely horrible. Miami's offense wasn't that great. But
Miami's good though.
Miami's a good team. Florida,
Good defense.
and where it comes to back to the Aggie land, Florida's D's pretty good. They're probably going to be one of the better defenses that the Aggies face this year.
Better than Auburn.
Better than Auburn's, yeah.
All right.
As a whole, the defensive as a whole. I don't know the front line, maybe not the defensive line, but the defense as a whole.
All right.
Them in Texas, I think those two are probably right up there.
All right.
Look, Indiana trounces Illinois 63-10, run for 302 yards and have 7 sacks and a pick. I mean, Indiana just absolutely eliminated Illinois, who was trying to put their name out there, for the playoffs. Man, I think that conversation's over.
That game got ugly quick.
Yeah, that was nasty. Indiana, you believe in Indiana?
No.
They're making the playoffs for the second year in a row this year, by the way.
They don't play anybody.
They just beat the mess out of Illinois, who was a top, I don't know, 15 team or something.
Are they? Were they?
They were.
Yeah, were they?
We've already talked about the fact that Oklahoma beat Auburn 24-17. Ole Miss beats Tulane 45-10 pretty handily. They've basically replaced their quarterback, and that offense has gotten a ton better, right? Ever since Simmons went down, that team has been flying high.
Against Tulane.
Tulane is
Not
one
bad.
of those teams that people thought could be that best team out of the non-power, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're not bad.
Texas Tech beats Utah 34-10, man. Really scoring
That's
24 in
impressive.
the fourth quarter with their backup quarterback. Look,
Yeah.
that game we thought was going to go over. Big mistake. The Tech's defense stepped up against a Utah team that really didn't look good at all.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that. I thought Utah was a better team than that. I thought they would be able to run the ball against Tech, and they didn't.
They didn't do anything. Vandy hangs 70 on Georgia State. Pretty good for Vandy.
Pretty impressive. Vandy's impressive.
Michigan barely squeaks out a victory over Nebraska. Now, Nebraska did get a Hail Mary pass into the half, but
yeah, that was impressive.
Neither one of those two teams really impresses me all that much. And Mizzou beats South Carolina.
Wait. Hold on a second. They don't impress you much, those two teams? Michigan beats Indiana. Oklahoma beats Michigan.
Michigan does not beat Indiana.
No, I said Michigan just beat – who they beat?
Nebraska.
They beat Nebraska. Okay,
Yeah.
So Oklahoma beat Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Oklahoma beat Auburn.
Yeah.
Is Auburn better than Michigan?
Because
I'm telling you right now, the Aggies are better than Oklahoma.
Because here's my thing. I'm going to tell you, you say that the Oklahoma defense is pretty darn good. And with Mateer healthy, that offense keeps, makes the plays that they need to. And I'll tell you this, Michigan, I don't know. Who knows if they beat Auburn? I'm not sure. But neither here nor there.
All right.
From what I've seen, Michigan is a good team, not a great team. Mizzou beats South Carolina 29-20. I mean, basically, South Carolina doesn't run the ball at all. No running game. And I don't know, Mizzou just, I don't know, had the box stacked the whole day, but literally they didn't run the ball at all in a one-possession game, basically, at the end of the game. I think that's weird when your quarterback is a big-time running threat for one. I just find that to be very, very interesting. And maybe an offensive coordinator that's trying to do something with Lenore Sellers that he's not really that kind of quarterback, right?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, that Missouri team's good. I enjoy watching them play.
I'm,
I like
I'm,
that quarterback. I
I
like
continue
their.
to be unimpressed with a team that hasn't played anybody other than like their best win is South Carolina, and I was impressed with South Carolina the way they played that game.
Well, I'm just saying. I
All
think
right, week
Missouri's
5
pretty
coming
good.
up, man. There's some big games. TCU,
All right.
Arizona State. Arizona State's favored by 2.5, which I think is interesting after they've lost to Mississippi State.
Was it Arizona State that lost to Mississippi State?
Yes,
Because TCU just put a whooping on SMU last week. I'm probably going to take TCU in that.
I would think
I'll
so.
take the points. All right.
Georgia Tech at Wake.
I'll probably take the over in that also.
Georgia Tech is minus 14.5. I like Georgia Tech. Wake looked like crap. Who did we watch Wake against 2 weeks ago?
NC State, they played NC State, and Wake was up at halftime, and they blew it.
yeah, they were horrible.
Their second half looked like trash. Yeah, Wake's not a good team.
USC at Illinois. Illinois is plus 7.5. USC favorite at
Did you
Illinois.
did you see Illinois last week? That quarterback
Yes.
for Illinois is overrated. Overrated.
Is USC going to be able to stop the run?
I haven't watched any of USC this year. None.
I'd take USC in that game. Illinois did not impress me last week.
All
Uh,
right.
this is one of my favorite games. Notre Dame at Arkansas. And Notre Dame's minus 4.5.
Wait. Oh yeah, I'm all over Notre Dame on this one. I told you that earlier. I take Notre Dame. They should have made that spread 10 or 11. I take Notre Dame.
I am right at the 4.5. I think that's a close game. And the
You're
over under
wrong.
64.5. It might go over 64.5.
It might. It might not.
Because Arkansas, oh, I like that. It might or it might not. That's great. Uh, Arkansas's offense, Arkansas's offense is legit, man. Taylor Green's the real deal. I think they're going to throw the ball all over Notre Dame, but I think they're going to give up a lot of points to Notre Dame. That game might be another 41-40 game.
I'll tell you what. That might be my feel good pick of the week. Is the Notre Dame.
All right, I love it.
Might put 100 on that one.
Here's a weird one to me. UCF, undefeated UCF, going to
Just put a
K-State. K-State, who lost to Army, who's lost to everybody.
Yeah, but K State's, the
Minus
season
six and a
goes.
half. K-State's a
They're
6.5 point favorite.
they're getting better.
No. Your entire I don't know what the biggest bet you can make. That's going to go on UCF this week. That's all I'm telling you.
What are you talking about?
I don't believe in K-State. I don't believe in them, not even for a second. How about
Where is
this
it?
one? Ohio State at Washington. Ohio State's 9.5 point favorite. What do you think about that?
I don't know anything about Washington. I watched them play a little bit against Washington State, and they put a thump on them. I might be willing to take Washington. The game's in Washington.
Yeah.
Ohio State's
Take,
offense hasn't impressed me yet this year.
take the points on at home. I also think the under 52.5. I mean, Ohio State's got a pretty doggone good defense. I don't know.
Yeah.
LSU, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is minus 2.5 in spite of being the lower ranked team here. Of course, they're at home.
I mean, like I said, they made that quarterback change. It helped. Neither team I'm not impressed by this year. I'm not that impressed by either team.
I like Ole Miss in this. I think that LSU will not be able to score enough points to keep up.
Yeah.
Indiana at Iowa. Indiana's minus 7.5 coming off a big win against Illinois.
Man, Indiana looked really good. And that Iowa team, they're
Does
scoring
not.
points this year. They're scoring points. We
They
took
don't
the
score that many
under.
points.
They took the under. We took the under, and they hit it by halftime, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Indiana. I think Indiana's just a better team.
I'm
Just a
telling you
better
what, I'll
team.
probably take the over in that one.
I would not take the over in that.
Well,
49.5.
48 and a half.
Yeah,
What is
so
this?
I mean, look at the teams that Iowa's played. Iowa State was 16-13 in that game, right?
Yeah.
And then your big time scoring games, Albany, Albany, they scored 34.
Yeah.
UMass, they scored 47. So
And what
let's
was the last game against Rutgers?
Rutgers, 38-28, which should give you a little pause because Rutgers
What was the
ain't very good
halftime
either.
score? Look at the halftime score. It
Rutgers
was like
isn't very good either, by the way.
Rutgers
So,
is all right.
are they?
Eh,
All right. So Tennessee at Mississippi State. I think that's a game. Tennessee's minus 7.5. What do you think?
I'm not a believer in Mississippi State yet. Give me Tennessee,
I love it. I love it. Oregon at Penn State. Penn State's
dude.
minus 3.5. Boy, that is big
Ah,
boy football.
dude, Oregon is a fast team. I've watched them. I think they're going to, and they're going to score 60% of the time they touch the ball. So I mean, I could take Oregon. Penn State. What have they done this year? They struggle
Uh,
against some cupcakes.
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no question. But Oregon hadn't played anybody really either. So, I mean, it's kind of, same thing on both sides. I'm kind of with you though. I'd probably take the points in Oregon, right? I mean, even on the
Yeah,
road.
absolutely.
Last game
And
here, Bama at Georgia. Georgia's 2.5 point favorite. Game of the week, over under 53.5.
dude, I mean, this game, I'm taking Bama plus the points and the under. What are you taking?
Oh man. Oh man.
What are you
Oh
taking?
man. Yeah, I'm taking Bama.
Yeah,
But you know what? The thing that one I will tell you, the thing that worries me is that this is in Athens, right? This is in Athens. And
they don't really lose there, do
look, the one game we saw Bama play against a good team, they got their ass kicked, right?
they?
And
Wait,
I don't know that Georgia's a great team,
yeah,
but they're a good team.
you're
And
taking Georgia?
hmm, I just not sure that they can score. I don't know that they're going to be able to score that much, right? I mean, but the running quarterbacks what gave Bama troubles in week one, right? Gunnar Stockton can move a little bit with his legs. I mean, so
Right?
I'm going to stick with your pick. Let's go Bama.
Yeah, I'm going with the gut.
Questions from the tailgate. The first one here, biggest surprise team in the SEC so far. What do you think?
Probably the Aggies. They beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Great win. There's a lot of surprise teams. I'm surprised Missouri's pretty good. I'm surprised Vandy's as good as they are. They're really good.
Yeah, I like that. Vandy 4-0 right now, dominating over South Carolina. I think that's a surprise. I'm not
I
surprised
think
that they're 4-0 necessarily, but the domination, I
yeah.
think I'm surprised by.
I think we're going to see the real Mississippi State team come out this week and get their ass kicked. So
Look, Mississippi State being 4-0 is a surprise to me. I didn't think they'd
that's
beat
a
Oklahoma
surprise, but I
State.
think the surprise. I think it's about the fairy tale's about to come to an end. Florida sucks.
Yeah, that's a
Alabama's
surprise.
kind of
Them being as bad as they are, Florida's offense being as bad as it is, I think is a surprise. 1-3.
we're not talking about Alabama and Georgia, Texas. Goddamn, Texas. They are disappointing.
Texas'
I,
complete
I,
lack of offense is a surprise. Yeah.
right. So I mean, who else have we talked about? That's a
But
surprise.
your biggest surprise
Oklahoma
is A&M.
is Oklahoma lost yet?
Nope.
If Mateer, that's a surprise team from last year to this year with one player basically changing the whole team.
There's more
It's
than
a
one
big deal.
player. They've got some receivers out there that weren't out there last year, some offensive linemen out
Well,
there.
they had a lot of players hurt. They said last year, so
Yeah.
I'm not for sure. But the defense sucked last year. They gave up. They lost a lot of games last year.
The defense was pretty good last year,
Now they
considering that
sucked.
their offense
Now don't
never
correct
moved the
me. They
ball.
suck. Don't ever correct me like that. They sucked.
All right. All right.
All right.
So, question number two, who are your
Yeah.
current playoff contenders?
Okay. Well, let's go with the number one team that I've seen that I've watched. Man, and it's weird to say this, but I was really impressed with Oregon the way they beat the crap out of people.
All right. So,
I
let's stay
mean,
with the Big Ten. So, let's say Oregon. Who else in the Big Ten?
uh, Indiana was really impressive last week. I guess Ohio State would be up there because they beat Texas, right? And I don't think there's going to be. Let's move on to another one because I don't know if they're
I
going to
think
get a
I would
fourth
have
team.
Penn State to that group, by the way. I know that they haven't played anybody, but I think they've got so much coming back from last year's team. Like it makes
Yeah,
sense to me that they're going to be there. They may lose this week and still make the playoffs, right? I mean,
Yeah.
But I think those four in the Big Ten right now would be my big contenders. How about
All
SEC?
right. We know the SEC. So right now, from the eyeball test, I'm not really impressed with LSU. I think they're going to lose some games because their offense doesn't seem to be as good as I thought they'd be. I don't know if they can run the ball. Um, Alabama got their ass kicked by Florida State. Do you trust them? I mean, this week might be is this a playoff game for Alabama this week? If they lose, are they out?
I don't know that they're out, but boy, they gotta go undefeated the rest of the way, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, Georgia, I'd say Georgia's looking pretty good to go.
And they still play Tennessee and LSU.
Yeah. A&M looks really good. So as of right now, I'd say Georgia.
A&M,
I'll tell you what, if Ole Miss beats LSU this week, they might have the inside track. Give me Ole Miss. We don't play Ole Miss, do we? A&M, Ole Miss,
Georgia.
Georgia, and give me one more. I was thinking Texas because they've lost what, one game? I don't
Yeah.
think Texas is. I think they're going to lose one or two more. That offense keeps struggling.
I was gonna go Oklahoma until the news today of Mateer. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
that's what I was
Depends how
thinking. Mateer.
depends how
I
long
mean,
he's out, right? If he misses the Texas game and then comes back, I think they still have a
let's come
shot.
back. Let's come back to the SEC because that's three. That's six teams between the Big Ten and the. We'll probably have to pick one more for each, right? So who else you
I
got?
think that's well, we got four Big Ten teams. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Bama in the mix in the SEC. I think that's my four.
Yeah, I take Bama. I don't. I think the ACC might get more teams this year than before.
All right, so let's move to the ACC. I think the ACC gets two, but they got two last year, right? And so
I
um,
could see them getting three.
they could potentially look.
Miami might be the best team.
Miami and Florida State face each other next week,
Okay,
and the winner of that, well, Miami's got a clear path after that, pretty much.
yeah, so okay. So Miami. I'd say Florida State also. Who else is going to be? Clemson sucks, by the way.
Georgia Tech, by the way, I think has a clear path to the ACC championship and to the playoffs. They don't
There you go.
play either.
That's
They don't
three.
play either Miami or Florida State in the regular season.
That's 11 teams right there between. That's 11 teams. So you're
No,
going to have
no,
to knock somebody else out.
that's not 11 teams. Well, that's
Four
11
and
teams
four.
if it's 4, 4, and 3.
That's
So
11. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
so somebody's not at those 11.
The Big
Somebody's
12. The Big 12's not going to have anybody in it. Is what you're
Big
saying.
12. So who's going to get in from the Big 12?
Dude, Texas Tech looks pretty good right now.
Yeah, I think there's contenders in the Big 12. I think Iowa State's a contender in the Big 12. I think
Yeah.
Texas Tech is a big contender. BYU right now
Yep.
looks great. TCU's look pretty darn good. I think those four
Yep.
teams are really contenders. Now the question is, look, U of H is undefeated right now. I don't think they've been impressive enough to put them up into that category yet, but
No.
I think those teams are contenders, but I think at the end of the day only one of those gets in, right?
Well, I mean, I think there might be only three teams from the SEC and maybe three from the Big Ten.
It could happen.
What
If
if
you
you
get
get
two and
three?
two, if you
What
get
if you
two
get
and
three
two,
Big Tens, three SECs, three ACCs? That's nine.
no, no.
Two from the Big 12 and one non-power.
It could happen. It's not out of the realm of possibilities, and I think that's great because it does tell you that there is some competition in college football, and I love it. Now, how about the
Who's your
non-power?
non-power school?
How about the
Who's your
non-power
non-power?
school? Who do you think?
Who did I call earlier this year? Did I say Memphis this year when we started?
I
I think
like
I think
Memphis
I
looks
said
good
that.
now. Memphis looks good.
That was a big win last week.
Look, I don't know about I don't believe in Boise State anymore. But Memphis looks good. I mean, North Texas, I think has played well. I don't know if I think they're in the same conference as Memphis, so they'd have to
So
beat
South Florida
Memphis.
loses one game and they're out of the conference. Huh? South Florida, they lose a. We can't even
Yeah,
talk
I mean
about
they've
it.
got a chance to win that, and they're in that same conference, right? If they win that conference, they're in. That's a
I'm
that's a
saying.
tough conference. That's a pretty tough conference, right? That's Memphis, South Florida, and North Texas are all in that same conference, right?
I think North Texas is. Navy's in there too, I think. And Navy's
Navy's in
pretty.
there too. How about UNLV?
Nah, not no.
Undefeated right now. Undefeated right now.
I watched them play. No, I do not believe in Dan Mullen's style of football. Not
All
what he's doing there right
right.
now.
Don't be surprised when UNLV is the last one standing out there.
We'll make a bet on that.
They play in the lesser conference,
They have a
which
lesser coach
means
now.
better opportunity to win.
There you go.
There you go. Hey man, I love it because it's crazy. There's so
Yeah.
much unknown in this college football season. You don't have a clue who's going to make it. This is great. This is freaking what college football is all about. It's about now we've got some competition here. We got teams that can win, including the Aggies, by the way, who I feel very enamored with at the moment with that offense, right? That offense.
Right.
So, any last word before we go to the Auburn game this weekend?
No, I just want all the guys to stay healthy. Get who's our next game? Who's after Auburn?
Is it Mississippi State?
I don't know. I got to check that because I want to make sure we're healthy for that game, and I want to watch the Mississippi State game too because there's so many damn good football games on. You end up missing some because
Yeah. We got Mississippi State at home, Florida at home. Those are, and then go to Arkansas. I think, by the way, these next four games, I think, are what will define the Aggie season as playoffs or non-playoffs. They win them all, we're going to the playoffs.
what?
That's true. I'm telling you.
No, our hardest games are after that. LSU, Missouri, Texas. You kidding
Yeah,
me?
sure. I agree with
What are
you.
you
I
smoking?
agree with you. All on the
What?
road. But I think look, if we don't lose to any one of these four teams, I think we can still lose two of those three, and make the playoffs.
Oh, so we're going to win at least one of those.
We are going to win at least one of those.
At least
We're going to go
on the
on the road
road.
and we
On
may
the
win
road
two
at
of them.
LSU, that's a given.
We may
On the
win
road,
two of them.
just look at on the road. Austin, we got that
Austin
one.
is the worst home field advantage in the country. Don't worry about that.
Worse. Okay.
We're going to
Jesus,
go to
you're an idiot.
Austin and
All right,
win, and we're going to go to Missouri and win.
you're an idiot. I'll talk to
Be
you
the
later.
Aggies, AP,
Adios.
C Money from the tailgate. If I can figure out how to shut this thing down, we're out.